As of right now, mainly what I do is I get a lot of projects. When they get a project to work on, or either just simple mixes, they'll call me. They need me to record, or they need me to actually mix a lot of stuff or master things. So that's what I do. I handle that process of the music making. The first thing that got me into music was just listening to it for a little bit. I always felt like I should be able to make music, beatboxing in my head or whatnot. But after a while, somebody told me about a software, some time ago. I was in high school, and then it evolved from that to going to college for making music. But in between there, it was a stage where I was kind of not sure where I wanted to start off with. I wanted to do visual effects when I first went to school, and so I ended up going to SCAD, Savannah College of Art and Design, down in Savannah. And during the time there, I was still into music, but I actually switched my major to sound design and minor in visual effects. So it just grew from there, and I actually loved the work of making music and also being able to mix and understand the process, and I just love that kind of work more so than I love visual effects. So it came through there. So after that, towards my senior years and stuff, we concentrate at the school more on sound design more than music production. Sound design being more so for like films, TV, and that kind of thing. But I've always tried to keep up with certain music aspects, because we did have some musical inclined professors there when it comes to that aspect. So just kept up with that, and then towards graduation, just looked for different places to intern at. And a lot of them, of course, was close at home for me. I'm from Augusta, Georgia, so I wanted to go somewhere kind of close to that way. If I needed to retreat, then I could go back home. It wouldn't be too far. I wouldn't be stuck out of nowhere. So I just looked around for internships, and SMKA, really towards I think the last 2 weeks of school, sent out a thing to SCAD, let them know that they were looking for an engineer, and so decided to apply, and that's where I'm at now. So I come in, I sit down, I work on stuff. They give me their ideas as far as what they want me to mix and how they want certain things to turn out. Like Blake, who's the producer, he'll make a track. I usually work closest with him, since me and him do more of the music thing, and also another cat named Kyle. But we sit down, and I do all the mixing, the engineering as far as recording, and listen it out. We just listen to it, and basically between each other we vibe out as far as that goes, and try to get an understanding of communication is the big thing. And I think definitely being here at SMK, communication has definitely been a real good area here, I think. And understanding each other, and plus it's not so tense here as well. So I think that's been a big help for me. But yeah, that's what my job is basically engineer. We'll talk, figure out what needs to be done for an engineer process, and then get it done. So on a personal level, like, I think I'm at heart artist in different mediums. So I take mixing as a way for me to learn everything that I need to learn for me to present what I need to present later on in life. So like an ultimate goal is to be an artist director, but music is a big part of that, so it's going to be many different things. But as far as an engineer standpoint in the business, I could see it where it is difficult, because what happens is, just like even with music, it's the same deal with, it's consumer based now. It's consumer based, and so consumers can do it themselves. It's not needing necessarily for a person who is professional. If you couldn't find somebody professional, you could find somebody unprofessional to do it. That's to the point where it's at now. And since unprofessional is much more cheaper for a lot of people, a lot of people who consumers who don't know, have the ear for listening to something that's professional. To them it's like professional is the same thing as what this guy, my next door neighbor, just did. It's the same thing to them. But as professionals and as people who've been doing it for a while, we definitely have an ear for it, and understand that the person next door necessarily not going to be able to do the same thing, of course. So but as far as that aspect, and like I said, it's consumer based, so the people who are making the music are consumers. They don't have that ear just yet, so to them it's fine. So that's what a lot of that money would be poured to, is for the person who's living next door, that kind of thing. So I can see that happening as far as that go. But I mean, as far as the future, it's always, in anything that you're doing, it's always the ones who stand out the most or do the best work who would be in the forefront, or would be the lead or the cream of the crop as far as anything goes. So like I think even if the business is kind of, I guess, in a sense, kind of crumbling with that aspect of everybody can do it. There's always going to be a demand for high quality stuff. So, I mean, you just got to work hard and stay on top of it and do the best you can. So, I think it takes a lot of patience. It definitely takes a lot of patience, and definitely, like I said earlier, communication and a love for it. Because with anything, especially with engineering is a tedious task. But like I said, I have no problem with doing it because I love doing the aspect. I love the technical work of it. So, I mean, I'm always learning more, and this is probably one of the only things that I enjoy learning from, like doing this kind of work. So when I was in school and whatnot, it didn't bother me then either. You can kind of tell that when you're in school, if you're learning what you're going to go out to do, then and you're loving it, then you're going to. Sometimes you might not run into a problem with it. Depends on your experiences with other people. But like I said, it's just always about being diligent. I mean, you can't fail in life if you never quit, that kind of thing. So you just got to stay on top of it and understand that there is a demand as far as high quality, and also who's better than, I don't want to say who's better than who, but just basically high quality, that kind of thing. So just keep working hard at it. That is basically what I would say.